Thank you, Mr. Vice President. We take grave exception to the sweeping and politicized statement delivered by Iceland on behalf of a number of states. My delegation already addressed these matters extensively and in detail during previous Human Rights Council sessions and the recent UPR and country briefings. We highly regret that some parties have turned down the opportunity to engage constructively and they instead rely on biased, if not questionable, sources of information. Allow us to reiterate that there is no culture of impunity in the Philippines. We have internal mechanisms to investigate all law enforcement operations that lead to deaths. We have well-functioning administrative bodies, judicial and quasi-judicial institutions, and legislative investigating committees to address alleged violations of human rights. My delegation assures you, Mr. Vice President, that our investigators remain determined to serve the ends of justice. We seriously look at documented allegations of cases of human rights violations. We have filed criminal and administrative cases against abusive police officials, including those police officers who were allegedly involved in deaths of minors. Last week, an entire police force in a city in the Philippines was relieved from its post in order to facilitate the unhampered investigation of alleged human rights violations. The Philippines protects human rights while maintaining peace and order, fully upholding due process and respectful of the rule of law. My country's history and records speak for themselves. It is ironic that many of the states joining the statement are the very same states that are the sources of arms, bombs, machines, and mercenaries that have maimed, killed, and massacred thousands of people all over the world, not only during their colonial past, but even up to today. These are also the same states that trumpet the right to life, but would at the same time flaunt their disrespect for the rights of the unborn. Mr. Vice President, allow me to reiterate that the Philippines will firmly implement the accepted UPR recommendations. We regret that the states joining the statement failed to understand what we clearly said during our UPR adoption last Friday. The Philippines is equally committed to eventually implementing even those UPR recommendations that were only noted at this stage, and this will be upon the completion of necessary legislative and domestic processes. Mr. Vice President, contrary to allegations in the joint statement, the Philippines is a vibrant democracy where freedom of expression is fully alive. It has robust and strong civil society organizations and free press. Human rights defenders could freely and safely exercise their work, including intervening in the sessions of the Human Rights Council. Finally, be assured, Mr. Vice President, that the Philippines will continue to engage in genuine and constructive dialogue on the remaining concerns and challenges in human rights. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The full statement is uploaded on the extranet.